So for my next video, a few people asked me for help on the questions from exercise 6A and question 6. And these are expansion problems where I have two factors, except one of those factors is a quadratic. Now we're used to having problems like if we had x minus 4 times 2x plus 3 where both factors are linear. And we've talked about a few different methods for doing this. One of the things we said was to use what we called crab claws. So, there's my 2 crab claws. And all that simply meant was multiply the first term by, multiply the first part by everything in the second brackets, and then multiply the second part by everything in the second brackets. So this is the same process, except our second bracket's a little bit bigger. But what I need to do is that same idea. I'm going to take the first term and I'm going to multiply it by everything in the second bracket. And then I'm going to take the second term and multiply it by everything in the second bracket. Now I can do this a couple of ways. One, I can just keep track in my head, or two, I can break it up. So I'm actually going to break up this expression and I'm going to write it algebraically so you can see exactly what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do this time is I'm going to take the x and I'm going to multiply the x by everything in the second brackets. So that looks like the x being multiplied by x squared, 2x and 3. And then I'm going to take the negative 4 and I'm going to multiply that by everything in the second brackets. So I'm going to take the negative 4 and I'm going to multiply it by x squared minus 2x plus 3. Okay, so what does that look like? Right, well, let's work with this first bracket. X times x squared is x cubed. X times negative 2x is negative 2x squared. X times 3 is positive 3x. That's the first bracket taken care of. And so I'm going to add all of the next values. Negative 4 times x squared will be negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times negative 2x is positive 8x. And negative 4 times positive 3 is negative 12. Now the way I've done this, I didn't really need to put that plus sign in the middle, because I've taken into account the direction of each individual term as I've done the multiplication. So by considering whether it's positive or negative, I'm actually sorting out what needs to go in front right at the beginning. Just don't forget the negative had to be with a 4 in the first place. And I wrote it like that just to sort of help make it a little bit clearer what I was multiplying. Now the second part of the problem is to collect like terms. So I've only got one x cubed term, but I have a negative 2x squared and a negative 4x squared. So that becomes negative 6x squared. I have a positive 3x and a positive 8x. So that becomes positive 11x. And I have a negative 12, which goes on the end. And there's my final expression, all expanded out.